Greetings everyone, Don McCrae with Premier Police Training, back with you for our final installment of warrantless vehicle searches. This time around, we're going to cover searching a vehicle without a warrant based on probable cause. Well, this is otherwise known as the Carroll Doctrine. For a warrantless search of a vehicle to take place, two things must be present. You must have probable cause to believe the vehicle contains evidence of a crime, and a readily mobile vehicle. This is known as the automobile exception. Now, here are some important considerations involving the Carroll Doctrine. Readily mobile means the officer just has to believe the vehicle can be started and driven away. And flat tires do not diminish readily mobile. Typically, the entire vehicle may be searched, including locked containers, wherever the item can fit. For example, if you're searching for a 54-inch flat-screen TV, then you shouldn't be opening and searching the closed ashtray, glove box, or middle console. No, not unless you expect there to be a 54-inch flat screen inside that thing, okay? Now, motorhomes in travel mode, well, those can be searched just like any other motor vehicle. However, motorhomes in residence mode, well, they're treated at the time just like a residence. And officers are not required to search the vehicle right then and there. You can tow it to a secure location and search it later, even numerous times without a warrant. Again, as long as you have probable cause. Now, the United States Supreme Court stated some time ago that carrying contraband or evidence of a crime in a motor vehicle is a really bad idea. No kidding. There are typically 6 ways officers develop probable cause for a warrantless vehicle search. And what I've done to begin with is I've combined plain view and plain smell into plain senses. Here we go. We're going to start our warrantless searches with plain view. Now, there you are, you're lawfully present outside this vehicle. You look inside the vehicle and you spot drug paraphernalia and drugs. You have the authority at this time to immediately enter the vehicle and seize those items, and then you have the authority to search the vehicle and all the belongings in the vehicle for more drugs and drug paraphernalia. But when it comes to search of vehicle occupants, you need to ask the people in the vehicle, hey, whose is this? Or who wants to claim this? If no one claims the items, then all the vehicle occupants may be searched. And if someone claims the items, however, they've taken probable cause upon themselves, taken it away from the others, so only that person who claims it may be searched. And that's known as the Herning template. Now, if it's nighttime and you're using your flashlight to see into the car, well, you may lawfully seize any contraband or evidence of a crime. Why? Because the use of a flashlight does not negate an otherwise lawful plain view seizure. Now let's talk about plain smell. This is either smelling, let's say, burnt or raw marijuana at the window, or let's say you smelled it emanating from a vehicle occupant after you place them into your vehicle. You have the authority to search the vehicle and all the belongings in the vehicle based on that odor. But here's an important point. As far as searching vehicle occupants, well, that's going to vary by jurisdiction. There are jurisdictions that allow it, and there are others that don't. You have to check with your local prosecutor specifically on searching vehicle occupants based on plain smell or odor. Well, let's watch some videos depicting warrantless vehicle searches based on probable cause. Here comes the Carroll Doctrine.
Sir, at this time I need you to step out of the vehicle. I'm going to place you under arrest for an active warrant that we have for you. So please go ahead and step out. Go ahead and shut the door for me. Turn around, face away from me, and put your hands behind your back. Now at this time I'm going to conduct a full search of this individual and send it to custodial arrest on the warrant. While I perform that search, okay, I find on this person what appears to be a grinder. I open up the lid, and sure enough, it's full of marijuana. Okay, go over here, sir. We've already covered using plain view to develop probable cause. We've also covered plain smell to develop probable cause for a warrantless vehicle search. But now remember, the next one is from items found on somebody from a vehicle that you've either performed a frisk on or a search incident to custodial arrest. In this case, during the search incident to custodial arrest, I found a marijuana grinder, and inside is a fair amount of marijuana. Now, that has given me probable cause. The vehicle is readily mobile, exigent circumstances. I now get to search the entire vehicle, and I get to search all the belongings, but I don't get to search any of the other occupants unless I develop probable cause specifically on them. Sir, the reason that I stopped you today is because I just personally observed you stop your car next to that pickup over here. You jumped out, entered that vehicle, grabbed a rifle that was inside the other vehicle, jumped back into yours and take off. So now here's some questions for you. That vehicle that you took the rifle out of, that I saw you take it out of, is that your vehicle? Is that your gun? All right. So what I'm going to need you to do right now is step out of the vehicle, please. Move to the front. Now in this scenario, yes, normally, because I've got probable cause, there could have been arrest, but here's what I'm trying to get across on this one. From the personal observations of an officer watching this theft take place, that gave me probable cause. The vehicle is readily mobile, so what that means is that I can go in now and perform a Carroll Doctrine search, right? Because I have both probable cause developed through my personal observations, and there are exigent circumstances because of a readily mobile vehicle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter the vehicle under Carroll, and I'm going to be searching specifically for what I have reason to believe is a stolen firearm. Okay, now in this case, this is the one that I personally saw him enter the vehicle and take. I now found it in his vehicle, and what allowed me to find it was the Carroll Doctrine, the combination of probable cause developed from my personal observations and exigent circumstances, a readily mobile vehicle. I got it. Case solved. So the reason I stopped you today is because we had an actual eyewitness report where she saw you enter her vehicle and steal a firearm out of it. So at this time, what I'm going to need you to do is I need you to step out of the vehicle because I am going to search your vehicle at this time. So please step out and have a seat, or stand in front of the vehicle, please. What I'm going to do before I even explain how I was able to search the vehicle from an eyewitness to crime, I'm going to go in and search for the gun. Okay, here's how it works. So I searched the vehicle, and indeed I found the gun that an eyewitness to crime reported. Now here's how it works. This woman looked out her front window just in time to see an individual matching with the description, just like the driver, enter her vehicle that was unlocked, snatch her rifle, jump back into his vehicle, the Chevy Caprice, and take off. Now, here's how it works. You know that we already have a readily mobile vehicle, so we have exigent circumstances. We only need to develop probable cause. So how did we do that? The eyewitness gave a bunch of information. She completely described the suspect, age, race, clothing, a whole bunch of information. She also gave us a whole bunch of information about the vehicle. It was a Chevy Caprice, kind of an earlier model vehicle. The paint, she gave that, and she gave the state and the license plate number. So think about all those potential points of corroboration that you can have as an officer. If you've got probable cause, you only need to corroborate about 51% of those. Well, in this case, I corroborated everything she said about the suspect description. I corroborated everything she said about the vehicle description. There's my probable cause. I went in without hesitation, probable cause, exigent circumstances, performed a Carroll Doctrine search, got the gun, got the bad guy, and that's how it works. Sir, we did determine this is your vehicle, correct?
Yes.
Do you have anything in the vehicle at this time that would be considered illegal?
No.
Okay, then you wouldn't mind, may I have consent to search your vehicle then, please?
Okay.
All right, can I get you to step out and just stand in front of the vehicle with your hands out of your pockets? This won't take long. I'll just go ahead and search it with your consent. Thank you. So what I'm going to do now is I determined, of course, that he had authority over the vehicle. The consent was knowing and it was voluntary. So I'm going to go in now and perform a consent search. Interesting. I wasn't too long into that consent search when I found two issues. I found an open container of alcohol and a grinder with marijuana in it. Now, here's how it works. The consent search is now done. It's over. You will immediately transition into the Carroll Doctrine because now, through a consent search, I developed probable cause once I found the open container and the drug paraphernalia and drugs. The vehicle is readily mobile. So here's again how it worked. I was performing a lawful consent search. During that consent search, I found contraband. That consent search stops right now, and you go and transition immediately into Carroll Doctrine, probable cause, and exigent circumstances.
Well, the last sixth way to develop probable cause to search a vehicle without a warrant is when an occupant of a vehicle tells you there's something illegal in the vehicle. Well, I hope these videos and other visuals were helpful in increasing your understanding of how officers develop probable cause to perform a warrantless search of a vehicle based on probable cause. Well, that's the Carroll Doctrine. Well, this is Don McRae with Premier Police Training, and that does conclude our series on warrantless vehicle searches. I want to thank you for joining me, and be safe.